Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sarah. We are so excited to have you here today. But before we dive into today's hot topic, we have to talk about something really important. Our channel, English Vista.
That's right. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, guys, what are you waiting for? English Vista isn't just another English learning channel. It's your gateway to understanding how Americans actually speak in 2024 and beyond.
Exactly, Alex. We don't just teach grammar rules here. We dive deep into culture, lifestyle, current events, and the real conversations people are having in coffee shops across the USA. If you want to sound natural and confident, you need to be part of this community.
Totally. Plus, subscribing helps us bring you more high-quality content. And hey, we love hearing from you. So after you listen to this conversation, drop a comment below. Tell us your thoughts, ask questions, or just say hi.
Yes, please. We read every single comment. We want to build a conversation, not just a lecture. So pause this for a second, hit subscribe, ring that notification bell, and let's get started.
All right, done? Awesome. Let's jump into today's topic.
So, Alex, today we're tackling something that I think everyone in the US is talking about right now. It's the battle between returning to the office and staying remote.
Oh man, this is huge. It feels like every time I open LinkedIn or turn on the news, some CEO is demanding workers come back to the office and employees are just like, nope.
Seriously, it's become such a cultural divide. I mean, think about the last few years. We proved we can work from our living rooms in our pajamas and still be productive. Why give that up?
I get that, I really do. The convenience is unbeatable. No commute, saving money on gas, fresh coffee from your own kitchen. But let me play devil's advocate for a second. Do you think we're losing something by not being in the same room?
Like what? The awkward water cooler talk?
Okay, maybe not that, but just the collaboration, you know? There's a different energy when you're brainstorming in a room versus staring at a Zoom grid. I feel like Zoom fatigue is a real thing. Sometimes I end the day feeling more drained from video calls than I ever did from a physical meeting.
That's fair. Zoom fatigue is definitely real, but I think the trade-off is worth it for the work-life balance. Remember the old days? Waking up at 6 a.m., sitting in traffic for an hour, working 9 to 5, traffic again. By the time you got home, you were too exhausted to live your life.
Yeah, the commute from hell. I don't miss that. But what about the hybrid model? That seems to be where most American companies are landing. 3 days in the office, 2 days at home.
I think that's the sweet spot for a lot of people. It gives you FaceTime with your boss and coworkers, but you still get those days to do laundry between meetings or pick up your kids from school without rushing.
Exactly. It's about flexibility. I think the rigid button seat mentality, where managers think if they can't see you, you aren't working, that is dying out.
Speaking of flexibility, have you noticed how many people are just leaving the big cities? Since they don't have to be in the office, people are moving out of New York or San Francisco.
Oh, absolutely. The digital nomad lifestyle isn't just for travel bloggers anymore. I have friends who work in tech but move to like Austin, Texas, or even smaller towns in the mountains.
Right? Why pay $4,000 a month for a tiny apartment in the city when you can have a house with a backyard for half that price in the Midwest?
It's causing some interesting shifts, though. We're seeing smaller cities getting more expensive because of this influx of remote workers. But for the individual, it's a game changer. You can design your life first and fit work into it, rather than the other way around.
Design your life. I love that phrasing. It reminds me of people working from coffee shops. I swear, every Starbucks I go into now is just a sea of laptops. It's like the third place concept.
The third place?
Yeah, you have home, first place, work, second place, and then a third place where you exist in the community. Since the office is gone for many, coffee shops are becoming that office.
That makes sense. Although, I gotta say, trying to have a serious business call while the barista is shouting pumpkin spice latte for Jessica is a challenge.
True, but that's why noise-canceling headphones were invented, Alex.
Okay, shifting gears a little bit. Another massive trend in the US right now is the side hustle. It feels like having just one job isn't enough, or maybe it's just not satisfying enough.
It's definitely a mix of both. Inflation is crazy right now. Grocery prices, rent, everything is up. So a lot of people need that extra income. But also, people want to pursue their passions.
Yeah, I see people driving Uber, doing DoorDash, selling stuff on Etsy, or doing freelance graphic design. It's the gig economy.
Do you think that's a good thing, though? Sometimes I worry we're monetizing our hobbies. Like, you can't just bake cookies for fun anymore. Everyone tells you you should start a business.
That is such a good point. It's the grind culture. There's this pressure in America to always be productive. If you're not making money, you're wasting time. It can be pretty toxic.
It is. But on the flip side, the internet has made it so easy. If you have a skill, you can find a client. It gives people a sense of security. If you lose your main job, you have these other income streams.
Diversifying your income, smart. But it leads to burnout if you're not careful. Working 9 to 5, then coming home and working 6 to 10 on your side hustle. When do you rest?
And that brings us to the mental health aspect, which I think is the biggest conversation happening in the US right now.
I'm glad you brought that up. The younger generation, Gen Z, is really changing how we view work. Have you heard the term quiet quitting?
Oh, yeah. The media blew that way out of proportion.
For our listeners who might not know, how would you define it?
Quiet quitting isn't actually quitting your job. It just means doing exactly what you're paid to do and no more. No staying late unpaid, no answering emails at midnight. It's basically just having boundaries.
It's funny that we needed a buzzword for doing your job, but the older generations, boomers and Xers, sometimes see it as lazy. They were raised on the climb the corporate ladder mindset.
Exactly. But Gen Z is saying, no, my mental health matters more than your quarterly profits. Honestly, I respect it. They're prioritizing work-life harmony.
I think that pandemic triggered that. We realized life is short. Why stress yourself into a heart attack for a company that would replace you in 2 weeks if you left?
100%. It's about wellness now. Mental health days are becoming a standard benefit in job offers. If a company doesn't care about my well-being, I'm not applying.
It's a worker's market in that sense. Companies have to adapt. They have to offer better benefits, better culture, and more respect if they want to keep talent.
So, looking ahead, where do you think this is going? Are we going back to the cubicles, or is this hybrid, flexible life here to stay?
I think the genie is out of the bottle. You can't force people back to the old ways. The future is flexible. It's about output, not hours spent at a desk.
I agree, and I think that's a great thing for everyone. It makes room for family, travel, and just being human.
Well, this was an awesome discussion, Sarah. I feel like we could talk about this for another hour.
I know, but we have to wrap it up. To our listeners, what is the work culture like in your country? Do you prefer working from home or going to the office?
Yeah, let us know in the comments below. We really want to hear your perspective. And hey, if you found this conversation helpful for your listening skills, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up.
And once again, subscribe to EnglishVista. We have so many more interesting topics coming up that will help you master American English.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.
Bye, everyone. Stay awesome.